What's up, everybody? Um, uh, humble host here. Just coming off of a pretty good weekend, right? So, I wanted to jump right into this topic of like green flags that I wanted to kind of throw out there. And this topic came out because, excuse me, I've been drinking a lot of water, so you'll have to excuse me. I want to make sure my voice is good. Anyway, the topic of green flags came up because I've been watching a lot of YouTube, right? Been watching a lot of YouTube stuff, and the only thing I really see when it comes to either dating, modern dating, relationships, bars, clubs, when it comes to approaches, when it comes to vetting, when it comes to I don't know, just social interaction with like this generation that's coming up now. I mean, I'm 43. I mean, whether or not I look at, keep my face shaven and I keep my hair cut. So, that's why there's not a lot of gray. But I try. But what I do notice is that I was at the bar, and I'll tell this story. I think it was last weekend, but I go to the bar, I go to 2 places. I go to, a place where there's more of a younger crowd of, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds maybe, you'll see 1 or 2, but I particularly am probably one of the oldest people that go there, and I go there because, I dance, maybe you've seen something, but I like to dance to, really good music, and they play really good music there, so that's why I go there. I go there to dance, that's it. It just so happens that younger people go there. So I go there for about, a good hour, hour and some change, and then I go to another bar, but that other bar plays like some really good 80s and stuff like that. Maybe some new wave. Like they don't play a whole lot of new wave. That's another bar, but they play a lot of recognizable 80s, and a lot of people who are my age or older go to this other bar. So, as I am recently single, it's occurred to me that I swim in multiple pools, like dating pools. Like I do have expressed, and I do want more children, and I do want a family, and I do want to start that whole process over. I do want to maybe get married eventually again, but that's probably going to most likely be with a younger, woman who wants the same thing. Now, when it comes to finding a woman my own age, she's probably done raising her kids. She's had all of her kids. All of them are out of the house, empty nest, things like that. So she's done having a family, and she's had her family. I never had that experience. I do want to be able to have children and be in their lives consistently, all the way like a father should. So, I mean, now that I have the resources and the time and the knowledge and the expertise of having participated in this venture before even marriage, I have to, swim back into these, dating pools and try and figure out what's what. But the topic is going to be green flags because um, there are a lot of younger guys and maybe some guys my age who don't approach anymore, and there are multiple reasons why. And a lot of it is anxiety, right? So a lot of girls who grow up to be women, um, here's the thing, like, they're not gonna have the same social anxiety or pressure because no pressure is ever applied upon them to approach a man and face the possibility of rejection. Okay, so that pressure is always applied to men. So if we like a woman, we have to pursue her. Like she's never going to, just because we like her or she heard that we liked her doesn't mean, well, let me actually get up out of my chair and go to the man. That's never, I mean, typically doesn't happen that way. And I think we all know this by now, right? But there has to be, but the differences is that when I was coming up, women had a lot more green flags, meaning they would make themselves be known that they were available to be approached. And so what I wanted to do was talk about some of those things that maybe you've failed to either recognize or failed to observe in your normal everyday life from day to day. So yes, I'm a clubber, but yes, I do go to the gym 3 days a week. I do go outside, right? So, um, what I wanted to do was discuss like some of the things that out of the 20 years that I've been going to bars and clubs and maybe hooking up and whatever, being married, I mean a lot of the information that I've experienced, like a lot of young people don't have and they don't have access to. So I figure at least do my due diligence to at least give you some kind of tools to allow you to at least have the knowledge and then maybe one day the confidence to make that approach in what it looks like or what it can look like, at least coming from my perspective, right? So, um, I'll start with the social environment of like the club culture. So, um, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what the club is. Like when we say the word club, what are we talking about? Like usually when we look up the word club, it's a social gathering. It's a gathering of a type, right? For a specific purpose. Now, the club or the bar is that type of social event. It's a singles event or what have you in order for people to kind of congregate and kind of mingle and meet people. It's for single people to meet other single people in hopes of pursuing either a friendship or a relationship or some kind of interaction. So, what we've done in order to make that at least halfway decent is add music to the mix, and music allows you to dance. And when you dance, you express yourself like non-verbally. So what happens is that if you play, and here's what I'm gonna say, and I hope it's not too critical of like the music industry or the art of and music choreography or the art of DJing. But the DJ is probably the most important aspect of any club environment because without the right mixes of songs, women won't feel like dancing with other men, or women won't feel the need to dance at all. They'll, stand there, have their drink, and talk to other women or talk to each other or look across the room. But if the DJ does not play the tracks that allow women to express themselves non-verbally to men, then we can't really make our move on the dance floor to dance with them or get that kind of vibe, right? Because I cannot meet a woman, not know her name, but if we're dancing together, there is a either an exception to that dance or a rejection. Like, you want to dance with me, right? Do you want to dance with me is like a question that every man should like kind of have in the back of his mind when he's at a social event that has music, right? So, I remember in the 8th grade and in 7th grade, like, having this anxiety because we had dances, right? We had dances in junior high, we had homecoming, we had prom. Prom, you had a date, so you didn't have to ask anybody to dance, you can just dance with your prom date. Homecoming, same thing, whatever, but during a dance, it was always understood that the boy had to get up and ask a girl who's sitting down there by herself or maybe with a friend to get up and dance, and then they would dance, and da 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 da. So when we grow older, when we take college courses, when we have jobs, we forget the simplest things that allow us to like interact in a normal social atmosphere in which creates new friendships and trusts and bonds and things like that. Like so what I'll say is um as a dancer, the music that I dance to determines um, how I can attract someone's attention on the dance floor. Women can use their bodies, but I have to use something else. I have to use the actual song because when I dance the actual song, then whatever I'm doing may look good and catch your attention, but me just expressing myself, with movements, it ain't gonna cut it. And there needs to be a little something. There needs to be a little something spicy about the way I do things in order for me to grab someone's attention from across the room. Now I grab a lot of attention with the way I dance, but there's only one specific woman that I'm aiming at. Sometimes she's looking, sometimes she's not. But you know, depending on the music, it has to be it's the DJ and it's the playlist that, like, I strongly feel is a missing social component of why, men don't, approach women or dance with women as often as they should. It's because the music, kind of, can bring a sort of a tribal, instinct that allows one to move even if they're standing still. That has okay, on some level, that has to make some kind of sense to you. If you're standing still, I'm there too at the club, and I'm standing still with my drink, and when there's that jam, there's that one hit and everybody's feeling it. And then, the women are feeling it, and then the men are feeling the women. So then the men are feeling it, and then we're able to kind of maybe make our move because homegirl's looking at us right now, or looking at me right now, with them eyes, and you know what I mean? Like you can make that kind of easier approach, when it's something that a song that you're both feeling. So the DJ has to have like an excellent playlist of songs from an era in which was conducive to men hooking up with women. And there's an exclusive playlist. I swear. Some of it for me it's like hit or miss, but I know like at least I want to say like 70%. Maybe that's too high, but 70% of my playlist is something that will allow a woman to get out there and dance with her friends while having a man be able to like maybe make that approach on the dance floor. And I think that's one of the missing components of how, social dance clubs and stuff like that are missing today. They're missing the component of good music that allows both parties to come out and dance with each other. So, having said that, that's one of the green flags that I wanted to discuss, right? DJs, music, social club environments, dance environments, you have to have the right music. If no one is dancing to the stuff that you're playing, if you most of what you are playing as a DJ is a song that everyone may be able to sing to, but no one's dancing to, that's not something to be proud of or applaud. You know what I mean? Like I mean, maybe I'm criticizing a bit, maybe I don't know the art enough, but I do understand people. I do understand that if I'm gonna put my phone that has a playlist of all the jams that I got, I know which ones these women are gonna make them bring them out on the floor, and how many songs I want to put back to back to back, and then maybe cut in a break with this song or that song or this song or that song. That's kind of like a chill mode thing. But I'm not a DJ. Maybe I should be, to some extent. I don't know if a dancer and a DJ could ever be one and the same. All I can tell you is I have a playlist. I don't know how you mix it. I don't know how you make it work. All I know is I at least have one of the key components that allow this green flag to be waved in a social environment that we call the dance club or the bar. So let's talk about eye contact and how important eye contact is as a green flag before making an approach if you are a man in a dance club or a gym or what have you. Eye contact is something that is primitive. Yes, it's primitive, but it is, even in the modern era, it is a telltale sign that, when two people look at each other and make eye contact, there are several things going on. Um, One of the things is that, it means that, out of a crowded room, that two people who make direct eye contact means that there's a mutual interest. One is interested in the other, and the other is interested in the one. Now, how strong those feelings are determined by the length of eye contact that you make and the number of eye contacts that is made during said event. So, let's talk about it and break it down. What does it mean? So, I go around the club. I'm using myself because what am I going to do? I'm at the club. posted up, I'm waiting, maybe they're doing some line dance song, you know, whatever. And I'm at this I'll start with the younger bar. At the younger bar that I go to where the younger girl, women are there and guys are there, um, I'll be in the cut. I'll be chilling in the cut, just chilling, right, with my beer. And I look around the room and I, surveil and find out what's what. I find out, which woman am I attracted to. So the women that you look around at, somebody might be looking at you too. And the moment that you realize someone's looking at you too, if you do make eye contact, and if they cannot take their eyes off of you and you can't take your eyes off of them for at least longer than like 5 or 6 seconds, the first time you do it, then there's something going on that's like probably chemistry. Like there's chemistry there that you weren't looking for, they weren't looking for, but you found each other in a crowded room, and that magic spark might be able to lead somewhere. It should at least give you the acknowledgement that you're not invisible. So, um, the second thing is you might look away after you're going to break eye contact at some point. But when you do, and you're looking around and you're chilling or you're playing it cool, you tend to remember who you were just looking at and you take another look at them even though they're not looking, and then they looked away as well, and then maybe she's talking to her friend now, or maybe da 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 da. But you're still taking a second look because you want to remember what that girl looks like. So now you know what this woman looks like who you made eye contact with. And the second question that you have to ask yourself is if you navigate around the entire club or the room or the space, are you able to make eye contact with her again, that very same girl? Because if you are at least twice able to make eye contact, it means that not only have you grabbed her attention, but now you should have more reassurance that you're not repulsive. You cannot look at something or someone that's disgusting and repulsive more than not typically more than once. Like why would you? Um, when you look at something that's displeasing, like you don't really want to see it in the first place. So, I mean, when it comes to women though, when like they see you and they're not making eye contact, they dismiss you right offhand. Like you're invisible to most women if you're displeasing to look at. But for the one that you make eye contact with, that's different. So you need to be able to recognize these as green flags because you need to understand that you can make your approach to that one woman who you did make eye contact with without any fear of repercussions or something like that. Green flag, number two. I guess you can. I don't know. One would be the DJ. Two would be the eye contact. And the third green flag is about the first is the eye contact, the second is also no, I'm sorry, the first eye contact, if it's longer than a couple seconds, then that's a green flag. If you make eye contact again, that is another green flag that you need to recognize. And then, um, if um, another green flag you need to recognize, we'll talk about another one since we talked about eye contact, is women use proximity if eye contact will not work. Proximity means simply that they hang on, sorry, phone conversation heard outside. I don't want it like broadcasted. But the third green flag is proximity. So proximity, give me 1 minute. Anyway, this is live, so what do you want? Anyway, where was I talking about? Yeah. Anyway, proximity. Let's try it again. Okay, so women, if eye contact doesn't work, and perhaps the eye contact never existed in the first place, what women often do will use proximity. So, what does proximity look like? Proximity looks like if I'm at a bar or a club and I'm standing still, and I've been standing in the same place, for a while, maybe 5, 10 minutes. It looks like women who are walking right past me, even though they have options to walk somewhere else. For instance, if I'm standing, you've been in a crowd, right? And you know that there are multiple pathways in navigating a crowd, and you want to walk one way, you want to walk another way, but what a woman will happen to do in order to try and garner your attention or to get your attention is to walk directly past you in order for you to observe her. And the question is, if you observe her, are you going to like run and grab her, or are you gonna, you know, um, follow her? And like I do suspect, and I can't confirm or deny or whatever, right? But this is just from my behavior, right? For my behavior, women use this tactic in order for you to observe them, like as a man, like this is walking past you right now and you need to take a look at it. So I mean that's what I do, but I just believe that's subconscious. That's how the game is played. They're playing a different game than we are. So we have to go get, what we like, but women say, you need to like me right now. You need to like me in this dress, in this outfit, in these jeans, in these sandals. Look at these nails. Like they need you to see and observe like their availability number one and their attractability number two, right? They took real time to look that good, so they would like us to appreciate it. So proximity, if you find yourself um being in proximity to a woman or women and their friends, usually one leads the direction of where all the women are going. So if they happen to kind of walk past you, like either behind you or in front of you, and either they stop and chill like to your left, to your right, in front, or behind you to get a drink if you're at the bar, then that means there's some proximity there. And women believe in safety in numbers. So don't be surprised if there's three women, but only one's really interested in, like garnering your attention. So that's another green flag that you have to be aware of when you're out in these places. Like women will find you. They will find you and they will make sure that you're looking at them. But not all of them they're not all of them are going to look at you, and that's an issue because some women are shy, right? They're just shy like we are. They'll be out there and they can dress any kind of way, but they're shy as fuck. They're not the one approaching. We're the ones who's supposed to approach. So but before you do, before you do, well, first of all, you're not. I know you don't, but I'm gonna give you that. I'm just trying to give you the game so that you can actually make the approach without, feeling like an idiot or looking like one. I mean, I mean, 20 years gives you thick skin for me, right? I can take rejection. I can take that. Oh, there was this. There's this chick. And I'm gonna tell this story. I am gonna tell this story. I went to Houston. I used to live in Houston, right? Like Midtown Houston. I used to go to Washington. There's this bar I go to like weekend religiously. They know me. I love it there. But there was there was this two girls who were together. One was sick, like she drank too much. Happens, fine. But I'm there by myself, beer, hat, da 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 da. I'm like, yo, man, are you okay? Like, da 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 da. She's like, no, I think I'm gonna be sick. So I grabbed one of the trash cans and I'm like, look, sit down, take a seat, and then just right here. And then she, blew chunks and all that into the trash can. But her friend was sitting next to her, making sure da 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 da. And I'm like, "Your friend is like, okay." So I'm there. I'm like, "Hey," and so I went to the bar and I got a thing of water. I'm like, "Hey, can I get?" She's as she's vomiting and stuff. I'm like, "Yo, can I get like a bottle of water? Like, I'll here's like $2." She goes, "No, just take it." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." As soon as you're, I'm like, "Okay." I have the bottle of water. She's throwing up. She got done. I'm like, "Okay, hey, check this out. Hey, just here, like swash it around, spit it out, and then drink some." So let it, I'm just kind of like looking, doing what I'm, dude. I mean, the fuck, what? Walk away? Oh, I don't want to be near this chick. No, I'm like, dude, I'm a father. I'm a parent. Like, the fuck. But so her friend though wasn't too appreciative or too acceptive of me like looking out for her friend that's throwing up. So I'm like, "Hey, just take your time with it, water, da, 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 da." So I'm just making sure. And her friend's like, "Yeah, yeah, she's okay now." I'm like, "Fuck off." I'm like, "The fuck did you just say?" Like, "No, I'm not gonna fuck off. I'm right here. Your friend is not okay." I told her to her face, "Your friend is not okay. She's not okay. Don't tell me to fuck off." So it's like, I'm like, so I can take like I have the thick skin because there are women who do want to put up this whatever kind of bullshit that they want to, like you're not gonna dismiss me as a like some peon. Not happening. Like I'm bigger, stronger than you. You ain't. Like I don't care how pretty you think you are, or who you know, or who you can text. Da, da, da. Not happening. No, no. Um, but the point was that, in this climate, like when I'm, excuse me, when I'm, being, trying to look out for a woman who's clearly kind of like had some too much to drink, the friend is over here trying to what, check me or something like, yeah, just go away. Like, yeah, she's okay, so you can leave. Like the message was like, here's the thing. The message that I received was, "I'm not attracted to you. You're not an attractive man. So therefore, like you need to like leave my sight and my presence because we're here to only to entertain attractive men. And you're not an attractive man, so I don't understand why you're here in my presence or my presence of my friend. You obviously see that she's like not okay, so you're only here to like take advantage of her and like that's the exact like vibe that her friend was kind of putting out, that I'm like, "No, I'm here. I come here and I leave here alone." Like the most I'll ever get is like a phone number or something. Like I don't do the whole, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up our," like there are men who got it like that, and I shout out to them. But I like going out because I like being able to be in the climate and have a good time while in that climate. Like, it's not about, like, always having an agenda to always be in pursuit of a woman, even though I am single and so are they. But, still, like, you need to start being more receptive if you're gonna be out at a social place. So, so when we talk about green flags, we're talking about, like, how men can feel more secure in approaching a woman or any woman, but one of them is gonna be, the DJ, the other one's gonna be the eye contact, the other one's gonna be proximity that you have to look out for. So, like, it's subconscious as well. All of this is subconscious, well, except for the DJ part. No, actually, no, dancing and to the right music is also your subconscious. You when you hear that jam, that one jam, it's not like you're like, yeah, I don't feel like dancing. You're dancing. uh, 20 years doing this shit. I'm gonna tell you, you're dancing to that hit that really gets you, But anyway, proximity, right? So that's another like when I'm at the gym, I go to the gym, right? And here's another green flag when you're at the gym. So I understand that women at the gym are single and they're maybe trying to be physically fit, but they're also maybe trying to find a partner while they're there because where better to find your partner than at the gym who's also working out, working on themselves, and whether it's losing weight or being physically fit. Two people at the gym kind of seem to make sense. If you're both going to the gym, you're both seeing each other all the time, then it wouldn't matter what really happened outside of the gym because at the at the most part, you spend time together while you're working out. So, I mean, when you're at the gym, there are some green flags at the gym. I'm going to tell you that they're the same. The eye contact, there's a big mirror usually in gyms, and us men being CIA trained use peripheral vision all the time to check out what's what. Me, eye contact usually comes in the form of a mirror. Women tend to use that same mirror in order to check out men. And what they're wondering is if which man is looking at them. And determining on which man is looking at them, they may use proximity in order to garner that man's attention if they're interested, or um, if the woman is interested in that man, and she's trying to garner attention from him. So I'll use myself again because I can. And what happens is I'm working out at this at the sit down bench, like there's a row of benches that you can like do free weights and dumbbells or whatever. Like I'm hoping you get the visual, right? So I do that. I do free weights and stuff. And women can come and get weights and then leave and then go to their area or whatever. But what a lot of women will do is there are two rows of which you can grab your weights, one side, the other side. I do believe that subconsciously that a woman will go toward the man that they're attracted to in order to grab their weights and then return their weights as well. Because it's like you have an option, and you're gonna gravitate toward the option that is more attractive to you as a person. So subconsciously, women use proximity by grabbing weights and putting them back in front of a man or a particular man in order to garner his attention. So, yes and no. I mean, yeah, you're getting your weights, but like the way she bends out over, I mean, for me, I'm like, Okay, yeah, but I'm not like gonna look hardcore. I'm not gonna like stare. I mean, I am gonna look though, but I'm not gonna stare. And we get it. It's the gym, right? But that's how it works subconsciously. It's not like, oh, I don't go to the gym to show my ass. I can see a bunch of women saying that. And I understand that. But like if you're in a social environment and you're single, then you're always playing to the other. Like you're not gonna fool me or fool yourself into thinking otherwise. Why are you at the gym if not to improve yourself for another person that you wish to attract? Anyway, let's get past that. But these green flags that I'm telling you is that I'm telling you as a younger man who may not know what to look for before approaching a woman. What we do as men in order to create green flags is that we um we often frequent a place. Men are obsessive creatures of habit. We tend to go to, and I guess maybe a woman will or won't know this, and I'll just put it that I'll just disclaim it. A man's secret, right? A man will go to the same place for a number of years because of one girl. He'll go to the same bookstore, he will go to the same coffee shop, he'll go to the same gas station, he'll go to the same Walmart, he'll go to the same McDonald's, he'll go to the same anything you can imagine, but he will keep going back for that one girl really like is digging on. Like every single man within the sound of my voice knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like I go to the same Starbucks, the same reason a lot of people go. That one chick that works there, like smoking, like for real. I go to that same Wendy's over there. Yeah, I don't really need a baconator. I like her baconator. Like, we like seeing the one woman, but we'll never make that move. She's got a dude or she's got some other dudes interested in her. We don't mind that. Fine. We'll wait our turn. Even if it's years. Men like we'll we'll wait in the friend zone for that one girl for years. I mean, we'll wait for her, but I mean, I don't wait permanently. I mean, a bunch of other chicks too. But we're not going to be celibate either. But we would pursue to no end for one woman's affection. We'll do it for years. So I guess if women are listening to this, I don't know if they are or not. I mean, I don't know. But if I'm going to say something to a female that's out there somewhere in the world who thinks like no guy likes her or something, there's this dude, and I'm going to tell you, and you already know who the fuck it is. There's this dude who goes to your coffee shop where you work and tries to get at not to get at you maybe, but in order to talk to you, he has to be in your area of wherever you are. That one nurse, you're seeing that one nurse all the time, you ain't sick or nothing. You're seeing this one barista, you can only drink coffee so many times a day. You're seeing this one librarian, this one work like there's some dude that's coming to see you exclusively, and they've been doing it for years, and they don't have enough muster or like they have not mustered enough confidence to ask you out or to shoot their shot. And the reason why is because the fantasy of having you and you being accepted and open, the fantasy is better than the possibility of a reality in which he was rejected and humiliated for the rest of his life. That is a real fear that men feel. It is a disappointment rather than a happy ending. No one likes feeling rejected because we feel like we have to tuck our tail between our legs, and the next day or next time we see you, we're always going to be that way. We're always going to be reminded that you don't want us, you don't like us. And it means that we deal with you differently. It doesn't mean that we're mean to you, it just means that we're not as nice, you know? So you like the treat. You may have liked how he treated you for so long, but if the in the end you reject him, like it's kind of like, okay, well, that's the end of that story. I guess I don't have to be so nice. I guess I don't have to do so much. And you're gonna see that, and women kind of, you know, why? Why are you pulling away? Why are you changing? So I mean, that's how it is. But yeah, green flags. We are talking about green flags. Well, this is lost, but it's green. So I'm making my point. Um, the reason we're talking about them is because all I see on YouTube and social media are red flags, and it's just stupid. It really is, and that's not gonna get you anywhere. It's not gonna get you into a relationship. It's not gonna help you find the one that's for you. None of this red flag crap is gonna make your relationship or dating any better. Like, it's gonna make you bitter, alone, and single, and stupid. Like, you have to understand, like, in order to fix the dating market, you have to give it green flags. There has to be a go. Someone has to go and move forward. Red means stop. Every time a woman mentions a red flag, it means stop. So if all you're gonna do is talk about red flags, then men are gonna just stop. And then another part of social media says where how come men don't approach. So it's just like you have to trade your red flags for green flags. And you have to start waving them bitches in the air so that we can see them high. very high. So these green flags allow men to confidently approach women who may want us to approach them. And when I approach, I'm approaching like maybe not a woman, but a group of women. I can approach a group of women and buy them all drinks. I was very charming. I was very funny. Well, I still am, I guess. But I haven't used those skills, those social skills in, 10 years. Things have changed since then. Not many people go out as much. But there was a time I was 20 something. I had it all. I didn't even have the job or the house or the car or anything, but I had like some social skills that, yeah, put some of y'all to shame. I am that dude that walks up to a group of like five women and like make jokes and shit and buy them all shots. No, I had it like that for a good minute, right? I don't do that today now, but back then, I just there wasn't a bunch of, things going on back then. It was a time where people talked to each other, no social media really. I mean, maybe MySpace, but look where it's at now. But yeah, let's talk about other things as well as far as green flags. Like we need to talk about men and how you can and let's talk about women. Because men, since we're gonna do the approaching, you're gonna have to understand how women try and communicate non-verbally, and that can be confusing depending on which woman you're dealing with. Like attraction happens within like seconds to minutes, and when it happens, it's so hard for me to convince you to seize that moment and to say like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? I mean, you gorgeous. Can I get your?" I mean, I don't know how that's. I don't know the equivalent, the scientific or behavioral equivalent of what I just said. To be in such a mannerism to where it's globally accepted by a woman that you just made eye contact with or whatever from across the room. Um, like it's a social science, like dating is a social science that can only be it can't be perfected by um by opting out. Dating is a social science that can only work for you when you opt all the way in. You have to opt all the way into dating, which means you have to know what you're looking for, and you have to be open to meeting and talking to a lot of people you normally just wouldn't mess with. And it doesn't mean that you're getting a bunch of phone numbers and emails and trading a bunch of anythings. It just means saying hello, how are you, and it's nice to see you again. So whether that be the gym, whether that be the club or the bar or the library or school and during class, during lunch break, whatever it is, if you're seeing someone on a repetitive basis, then you should have that much more confidence to at least introduce yourself, say hello, and how you doing. Now, for me, another green flag for me for the approach. So I'll tell you what the approach I use, right? I'll tell you an approach. I'll give you a green flag approach. I think like the number one approach that I have to like approaching a woman that I haven't met, just cold open, right? Saturday Night Live. Some women respond to humor, some women respond to compliments, depending if you have the observable eye. If you can tell that a woman has taken so much time to get ready, first thing you have to do is compliment her clothes and her outfit. Like, hey, I like this outfit. I like how you put it together. Number one, first compliment. The second level layer compliment is a little tricky because I can detect when a woman has, done a lot of makeup or lipstick or eyeliner and all that. And I'm like, yo, man, I appreciate how much time you took to look, this good. That is compliment number two that dwells after compliment number one because you need to understand and recognize that she took time to get ready to come out and look this good. So her clothes may be a one selection, but her makeup and her appearance is another selection that she invested time into. So always like take the time to compliment not only just what she wears, but her makeup too. And as men, yes, we don't care about a woman's makeup. She can wear nothing at all and we'll be, just as attracted, if not more sometimes. And that's another secret I'll go to some other time. But when we're talking about a social event in which people have to prepare to look their best, you have to recognize these things and point them out to make sure that the woman feels validated. Um, because if she goes out and she is dressed to the nines and she's looking like about $1 million and nobody compliments her, that's not going to give her kind of any, validation, which is what she's looking for. And it doesn't get you any closer to, meeting her or pursuing anything. So those things, like you have to point out, number one. Number two, um, green flag approaches when it comes to compliments, you don't have to compliment the clothes or the makeup. But what I will tell you is compliments always are accepted and they will get you everywhere. They get you talking to a female without her rejecting you. So, what younger men, my advice is to pay attention to women and how they dress. If you point out her shoes that look brand new or look expensive, then you need to compliment her specifically on her shoes. I like your shoes. Those shoes are banging, they just are. You don't have to know the who she's wearing and oh, they're about to. You don't have to know the brand. You just need to dig the color and you need to dig the style. That's all you really need to know about shoes. Color, style. That's it. Um, if her toenails are painted a specific color or if they have a design on them, you do need to pay attention to that because that's taken some time for her to pair in order to go out and look that good, in order for her to display her toes, her pretty ass toes in the middle of a room full of ugly ass toes and shoes and all that. So if you pay attention specific to her toe designs and point that out and compliment her on that, that is also a green flag approach. Um, her the color of her outfit. Um, every guy, I'm pretty sure, has a favorite color. So if a girl is wearing your favorite color, I'm gonna need you to consider that a green flag approach and go to the woman who maybe you're digging on, who wears your favorite color, and say, "Hey, I like that shade of blue. That's like my favorite shade of blue. You looking good in that." That is a green flag approach. Um, Also, glasses. I do not wear, well, these are computer glasses. And, I kind of look smarter, right? Don't you think? Don't you think? But I don't need them. But anyway, glasses are another green flag approach. What I will tell you is if you do not wear glasses, or if you do wear glasses, if she wears glasses, and the girl you like is wearing glasses, you are to compliment her on her glasses. You need to recognize that there are movies and actors and actresses and famous people who also wear glasses. I call these my Malcolm X's. I probably need a white Band-Aid or something like that to be a Poindexter or something. But I like to call these, like, what I'm saying? These like my Malcolms. Don't make me take off the Malcolms and have to go into detail about what you're doing wrong with your life. Um, anyway, that's just a small example, right? Lisa Loeb has glasses that are kind of specific. Back in the 90s, that's a dated thing. For you younger guys, there are some younger, hotter glasses wearing women that you need to kind of recognize the type of glasses that these like artists wear, and recognize that some of these women are wearing the same types of glasses or frames, and you need to compliment them on the glasses. Like for me, during my time, glasses were called Lisa Loeb's, and Lisa Loeb was that singer. Um, I think it was Stay or something. Anyway, Um, yeah, so a lot of glasses were called Lisa Loebs back then, and like you can compliment her like nice Lisa Loebs girl. Yeah. Or you can, if you were good and like funny or charming, be like, "Can you see me right now?" Or something. I mean, you can do something, but um I wouldn't do the see me right. I mean, that's me, but and that's after a few drinks on both sides. But also when you okay, so I'm gonna need you to hear me when I say this. When you compliment a woman and she says thank you, there's two things that are I'm not Richard Nixon. There are two things that can possibly happen, and it's gonna be either a stop or go. If she says thank you and turns away from you, keep it pushing. Don't worry about it. It's not, it's not, you're not being rejected. She's just in the middle of her conversation or whatever. Now, second thing, she says thank you, doesn't turn away from you, but maybe turns herself towards you. If she turns herself towards you, now it's like there's this dude who's in front of me and he has my attention because he's paid attention. So now it's like, okay, well, what else does he like about me? So these types of compliments can get you in actual conversation about fashion or about, hey, how long did it take? Or those shoes. Hey man, can you dance in those shoes? Do they hurt? No, yeah. Or something like that. Like if you know how to compliment, get the thank you, and then if the attention is still there, then you need to move forward, move the compliment, move. I can't talk. I can't talk anymore. Move the conversation forward to, I mean, when you get the mat, I might get me a pair or something like, I don't know. I mean, I had, I did stand up comedy for a while. There's, you're not going to be me. I get it, but you're going to have something along those lines. You're going to understand it's a science. So you're gonna understand the experimentation better. You're gonna get good at opening. You're gonna get good at opening that door. I am only giving you the chance to open the door, but you're gonna have to walk through it, Neo. You're gonna have to walk through it. And I can't do that. I can only show you that door and how it can be cracked a little bit. But you have to understand behavior, right? Behavior determines attention. If she's paying attention to you, it is about you out of that social environment. If she does not pay attention to you anymore, don't take that so personal. It's just what it is. When it's meant to be, you'll feel it and you'll know it, and both of you will. The problem is, no one knows when to make the first move. Who's going to make the first move, you or her? So, I'm gonna also give you another green flag that I've come up with this past weekend. So I'm old school. Here's what I'm gonna do. From now on, I think I'm gonna try and like if I'm like attracted to somebody, a woman, I'm gonna try and have I think I had a business card. I gotta get business cards, but I'm gonna try and take a piece of paper. I'm gonna write on it. I'm gonna take a pad and a paper. I'm gonna write on it. I'm gonna write my phone number and I'm gonna give it to her. I'll be like, hey, I just wanted to give you my number. I thought you were like hot, attractive. I don't know. I mean, I saw you, you saw me, and I didn't know if there was something or not, but I just wanted to give you my number if like the situation calls for it, just saying. If she says yes and takes it, okay. But if it's no boyfriend, da da da, da, okay, that's fine. But if you make that first initial move, and like I'm planning on doing from now on, then it means that you no longer have to have the humiliation of being rejected on the front end. You can just shoot your shot Be curved, like, "Hey, I'm not taking what you're giving me because what you're giving me is something I don't want or not gonna use," meaning she's already rejected you softly, then you're not walking away with egg on your face. You're walking away with your phone number still to give to some other girl who you may be attracted to and who you may have chemistry with. So, what I would recommend you younger guys to do is to write on a piece of paper, if there is a girl that you like that you keep going back to see and you don't know how to make an approach and you don't know how to ask her for her phone number, then don't ask her for her damn phone number. Give her your phone number. Write on a piece of paper, create an emoji out of that piece of paper, and give her the option to either call or text. And put your name, put your phone number, give it to her, fold it up, and make sure you give it. You don't give it to her right here. Like, don't put it in her face. Like, let her know what you want to do. And it's like, hey, like, it has to be a point where you're like, okay, well, I didn't really know how to say anything, but I just wanted to give you my phone number in case, like, I don't know what your situation is, but I just wanted to give you my phone number. If you don't want it, it's cool. But, I'm just saying, even those that kind of like half a sentence, like, even though you're not sure, you see how I'm not sure? I'm not like confident, like, yo, girl, I'm just here to give you my number because you're so sexy and hot. Maybe in a movie, okay, or maybe in a rap video or something. In real life, it's not gonna happen like that. You're unsure, you're nervous, you're sweaty, you don't know. I mean, you're checking your flies unzipped, or you're stumbling on the way there, and you're trying not to look like an idiot. You're trying to get the words out. But the reason how I stumbled like that, it's because she needs to know that I am not I don't do this all the time, and I'm doing it for you because I don't know, I really like you. So so these kind of things is things that you have to like kind of consider when you're trying to make a cold approach to a woman that you know or that you like or that you're interested in. You have to make that effort in order to create some kind of communication channel between the two of you. So, um I didn't think I'd go for an hour, but anyway, those are the things I wanted to talk about, and I'm probably gonna talk more about it as I go out. Right, I'm going out. I mean, this past weekend I was out. There was this woman that I'm interested in. That goes to the club where the older people are at my age, and she looks around like 30 something, maybe. And I've seen her for a while. And, when I say a while, I mean like a couple of weeks, meaning, this is weekend stuff, right? You see someone every week. But I'm talking a few months now. So now, it's like I've noticed this girl, and now when she looked at me, she goes with her friend, she's like, "Oh my God." So you can read lips. I mean, I can read lips, right? You don't have to hear everything they said, but you can read their lips when they're talking to their friend. So I'm like, okay. So she turns to her friend, she goes like, he's so when she turns to her friend, while they were dancing, I'm on the bar, just not the bar, the place around the dance floor where you can sit, right? If you've been to, clubs like that. And I'm looking at her and she's looking at me, and then she turns to her friend and she starts lipping to her friend, like, he's definitely looking at me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm definitely looking at you. You sexy as fuck, attractive as fuck. I'm attracted. So this woman goes with her friend to this club where I go to, which is, for older folks like me. And we again made eye contact when she was getting ready to leave. And I was getting ready to close out my tab. But, she was looking at me, and she kind of made a gesture like, come on, like, come to me, like, come to me. I'm getting ready to leave. Like, I'm leaving. Like, you can come. But I'm like, I'm closing out my tab. I can't just up and leave, they charge you for that. But she left with her friend, but I'm like, yeah, I can't make that. I wasn't ready to make the approach, even though she gave me the green flag to do so. So I kind of missed out on an opportunity. And I mean, if I can go back, I definitely would be like, I probably should have made that approach and been like, hey, like I'm closing out my tab and let me close out my tab so I can walk you to your car or something. I should have said something along those lines, but I mean, I just didn't. I don't know. I wasn't in that field of mindset to make an approach, right? I just wasn't. So I went to the same bar this past weekend. She wasn't there, but I do want to start doubling up on my attendance. So I may need to start going Fridays and Saturdays instead of just Saturdays. She might go on Fridays, who knows? But if I do see her again, I do want to try, and I bought an actual little light up rose. I bought it to give it to her. But what happened was the club was closing down so that all the lights are turning on, and she was still dancing with her friends. So I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make this approach. My tab is closed and the lights are on, and she's still out there dancing. I'm like, oh, she's like, well, do I need to wait outside for her like some stalker or something? I'm like, I don't know. How's she gonna take that? So I was just like, okay, I'll just hang on to this thing and then I'll like give it to her next time or something. So I mean, even when you're older, you still have like a miscommunication between two people who might be attracted to each other. And even though we don't make approaches like we used to anymore, I'm still working on myself now, right? I recently just started attempting to make approaches again. I gave my number to some girl that I was attracted to. And um for my next trick, I'm gonna shoot my shot again at the girl that I like at this club that I go to. So I don't know about the gym. The gym thing is we're all there to work out, and I don't want to be misconstrued any signals at the gym, even though the game is played there too. The gym is somewhere that you frequent and just to get in shape and stay fit. It's not really like it is a social environment as well, so it is included and they do play music there, but not really to dance to. But yeah, it's still another kind of thing that you need to be aware of when you're out in society. Like for younger men, you guys have to understand that women are checking you out. You need to understand how to capture a moment and turn it into something. Um, you need to know that when you're out in the world, you need to compliment a woman's look, not her physical appearance. I'm gonna say never to not never. I'm gonna say to stay away from physical compliments. Like you're not gonna tell a girl she has a nice like ass or thighs or tits or stomach or something like that, right? Like, stay away from the physical compliments, like, always stick to the clothes and the clothing, like, only because that's always first of all, it's the first thing you're gonna see on a woman anyway, and second of all, it's safe to compliment on somebody's style. It's never I like them fucking shoes, dude. I do. I mean, you're like, "Yeah, man, I bought these." Yeah, I mean, it's complimenting someone's style is still harmless. Um At least in 2020, let's hope so. So yeah, I'm gonna count these factors as green flags, and I would hope, my hope is whoever is listening to this out there is that you take this information, put it into your subconscious, and the next day you wake up when you look at that person that you're attracted to differently, like make, I'm not saying make the effort, I'm saying the worst that can happen is a soft rejection instead of a hard one. And if you are ready to at least explore or to try and shoot your shot, make sure that you're just giving her the option to contact you further rather than, hey, man, give me your number. She may not know you or trust you or to give you that information, which is understandable, but you're the hunter and you're the one who wants to see her again, to hear from her again. So therefore, I think the onus is on you to write your phone number down on a piece of paper and give it to her, and then let her decide on whether or not she's feeling you or not. And therefore, You walk away. You always walk away with, she knows. She knows I'm interested in her. And it's like, it's up to her from there. Like, hey, she didn't call you, she didn't text you. What can you do? But you walk away saying, I liked her, told her I liked her, told her to call me. And that can be the story of your life. But that's how you're gonna find who like is into you and who's not. How you're gonna like recognize those green flags. Sometimes you need to wave them and you need to create them. And for women out there who are trying to find you know, men to approach, you have to create and wave green flags in the air, visible for that one man to see. And let me break that down what it looks like. So, eye contact is the number one thing that two people have between each other in any kind of crowded space or social area. If you are female, to create like a green flag, you could look at him again and again and again. And the multiple times that you look at the man that you are interested in, is the more confident that he will have in order to approach you. The multiple eye contact is the green flag that you're sending to him, and so is the proximity that you use when you walk past him. But in order for him to feel confident enough to make that approach, it has to be so explicit that he has no choice but to approach you. And the only way to create that kind of like confidence is by directly kind of um um, sending a signal for him to come to you. Now, this is universal. There's some form of this that needs to be subtle, and it needs to be like whether it's this, this, or maybe like there are subtle things that women do to try and create green flags, but it's not explicit, and there are some explicit ways that you can do it. I'm talking about sexually, but I'm talking about like um here's an example. I'm gonna give you an example of a green flag that women could do. Here's what men do. Um like Have you ever seen a commercial where, like, they have a shot or a glass or a beer or something, and then, like, there's somebody across the room, and then what they'll do is one of these, like, here's my it's just, like, just a gesture, right? But if women could learn to look at a man, capture his attention, and just do this, and just do that, just that. That, I believe, is all we should know in order to understand that you have interest directly in us and that we should approach you. That gesture, just w- why? Why that? Because it's a personal recognize and acknowledgement of a specific person. My drink that I tip to you points you out in the middle of a crowded area and says, cheers to you. Like, hey, you. If a woman did that to a man, it would allow us the confidence to say, hey, cheers. Number one. And number two, can I get you another drink? Can I get you a shot? It opens up that door. That gesture opens up that door. So, I mean, hang on, I need a drink. Oh, it's good. But gestures allow men to pick up receiving signals that say it's okay for you to approach me because that's what I want you to do. We're not mind readers and we never will be. You use your body anyway to garner our attention. Just use a gesture in order to confirm that it's okay for us to walk and talk to you. So these are some, green flags that, I think that men and women need to either create for themselves and to be more aware of when they're in social environments, whether it be bar, club, gym, school, or even work. Now, work is different because, anti-sexual harassment policy would dictate da 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 da. But the same rules do apply: proximity, eye contact, stuff like that. So, I hope that I am going to try and produce as many pro dating, pro social, pro green flag content as humanly freaking possible because I am tired of the red flag talk. It's not going to get you anywhere. Red flags mean stop. And we don't need to stop right now. We need to keep going and move forward. I mean, that's just me. I mean, say what you want, but we need to be done with red flags and we need to start creating many green ones. If we're gonna like, you have to understand, you, someone's gonna tolerate someone has to tolerate your BS too. Someone's gonna tolerate your baggage too. Someone has to deal with all the crap that you've been in your past too. The person that you're looking to garner, if you're attracted to them, you're gonna want to know their whole story, and you're gonna need to stick, through the BS in order to come out on the other side in a long-term dedicated relationship. And if that's what everyone's looking for and aiming for, you're gonna need to create a bunch of green flags. These green flags gonna have to mean something. It means that even if it doesn't lead to a date or something more, social behavior and norms need to change. They have to open up instead of closing off. You have to be able to comfortably talk to people you do not know and do not know you about things that you might have in common. I mean, that's the only way it's going to really go anywhere. So you have to create green flags. You need to look out for green flags when they're happening everywhere. No one's talking about them, and no one sees them. So that's what happened. Everyone's blinded by the red, right? Everyone's blinded by red flags. You need to turn turn it off. Turn it off. And maybe what we need is a fresh algorithm on your YouTube either channel or what you subscribe to. Everything that has anything to do with red flags or toxic relationships or toxic dating advice that knows how to keep you single, all of that you need to unsubscribe and unfollow. It's not going to get you what you want or where you need to be. It's not going to grow you as a person or a human being. It's not going to make you more fun, lovable, make you a better partner. It's not going to get you what you want in the end, which is a good person, right? It's not. Green flags. Your life, if you are a single person, should be nothing but green flags. Green flags. Open the door. That's it. I mean, my day is gone. We 80, I'm an 80s baby, 81. Our life, we played outside. No social media. Mommy's not coming after us. Daddy's not coming after us. We're kids outside all day until the street lights come on. That's when we being inside. When the street lights come on, we're inside. We play together. There's a new kid that moved into a new house on the neighborhood. Let's go. There's a kid over there. That's it. That's all we needed to know about our neighbors. They have kids. Those are our friends. Whoever lives there, they're gonna play with us. Let them. And and there'd be such an extent when I lived back in my day, the kids would be over there at the new kid's house, like unpacking stuff to check out what kind of toys he got. Does he have a Nintendo? If he does, what games? Like, there's a lot of things that, in my era was far more socially superior, far more. We still had our hangups. I'm not saying we were perfect. I'm just saying we were far more social. We were. Our text messages were pen and paper. And how we felt about each other was expressed a lot through writing, right? We passed notes through class and high school and junior high. We asked each other, oh, sorry. We asked each other to homecoming and the prom. We got to do, we made none of this over an email, you know? We go to the mall, try and get numbers. Yo, man, who gonna get them both phone numbers? I mean, that's the game we used to play as like young men. Like I don't know if that game is still played today or not. I mean, who's playing it? I don't care about that. Not as much anymore. But like I guess in my day, like in my social era, in my social generation, we were generation social. We were generation talk to each other. We were generation in your face house party. Nice to see you again all the time. Now that we've evolved into a digital era where you can more interactively talk to people online than in real person because you can talk to people from all across the United States, we're more socially disconnected. So, because we are online, we've forgotten how to live life offline. And it's a particular set of skills that make us dangerous for people like you. No, it's a particular set of skills that and muscles. I believe I think that being social is a muscle that you have to work out just like any other muscle at the gym. I think that this social muscle has gotten atrophy. And atrophy breeds like weakness and uh, not able to, you know what I mean? Like you can't social you can't bear to like walk up to somebody, some stranger and say something. Like I talk to a lot of older people all the time because they're talkative. They just don't give a F, right? Um and I understand older people because, my parents, my mom, my dad, they would do the same thing, talk to random people. Old people can talk to any old people. They do make jokes, da da da, but they've been raised in a completely different social environment than quote unquote yours truly has. So yeah, there's a lot of social muscles that we're going to have to learn to rebuild in order to improve the dating game. The dating game, the dating pool, as I understand it, has a lot of piss and no chlorine. So I think what we need is I think the chlorine would be green flags. I think green flags would be the chlorine to clean out the pool. Green flags allow us to communicate more with one another in a safe um, approach for both parties involved. And I think that if more women are at least receptive to creating more green flags and waving them in the air subtly, but waving them to one guy that you're interested in, then we would have a lot more men approaching on the regular. And I think that if men could take the risk or the burden maybe off of a woman that he's interested in and give her his phone number for her to exercise that option to call or not call, then it allows us to say, we took the shot, whether we missed or not, we'll never know until she makes a decision. Let's just say she's in a situationship or whatever it is, she still has an option. You're still her option, whether you know it or not. Maybe 2 months down the road, she calls you or texts you. Maybe she puts your number in the phone and for whatever. But at least when you've made the effort, you can walk away saying, I made the effort. And if you're unafraid to take that one step to that one girl, then at least you should always know that if she doesn't call, you should try this again with another girl who would maybe call. So I just guess I want to leave you guys with that. Damn, it's almost 10. I've been ranting and raving. And I guess that's pretty much it. I guess I'll probably play some Call of Duty and, blow people up. Therapy. And I just wanted to, leave you with that, and let me know. I guess comments, there's comments. I think you can leave comments. Anyway, excuse me. Let me know what you think. I hope that you take this and apply it and run with it. It's science. Dating is a science. It's a practice that everybody's going to be engaging in when you're single. You don't get to opt out of it because that's not how it works. It's not how it works. I'm not going to date anymore. Yeah, says you. Until you find that one dude who you made eye contact with. Yeah. You see what I mean? Don't try and fool yourself. Don't. One more thing before I, whatever. Let's talk about social media, dating apps. Some of you may know I am a software engineer, well, senior software engineer. It's the grayish hair, whatever. I've been designing these apps for a while, not dating apps, but apps. But I've been on some dating apps. So here's what I'm seeing as far as problematic dating apps with your profiles, with your bio and your profiles for women who are looking for somebody, right? When you're saying like you're not looking for like either a hookup or you're not looking for sex or you're not looking for a friends with benefit situation or you're not looking for a situationship or you're not looking for a one night stand, right? Like it I guess my question is like you're talking to who? Who are you talking to? Like are you talking to here's why I ask this. Whenever you're saying you're trying to dictate terms of how a relationship is going to be, it's never going to work out for you like that. You're not going to find some dude who like doesn't want to have sex with you. That's not how any of this works. The only reason a man will pursue you as a woman is because he wants sex. Like that's uh, I don't understand why do you, like he's sexually attracted to you first and only first. First. He doesn't get to see your soul and your degree and your account and your lifestyle. He sees that he may want to have sex with you first. He has to be first sexually attracted to you. Without sexual attraction, there is no relationship. There is no eventually marriage. There is no long term. There's nothing else. There's no friendship. There's nothing else. If he does not have sexual attraction for you as a woman, there is nothing else. There is no relationship. Why? Why write on your bio that sex is off the table when the only reason he's pursuing you is for the sex? Not only the sex. That's not it. You misinterpret our sexual desire for women as a only thing. No, it's not an only thing. It is how we choose our mates. It is how we select. We select our mates by determining the factor of if we want to have sex with them or not. The problem is, I do not know if women fail to realize this or think that they have been maybe like used, maybe played, maybe lied to. But it's not by all men on social media dating apps. You've been tricked to and had by the dude you were attracted to. The dude you were attracted to maybe did the one night thing. The normal Poindexters don't do that. We don't get a chance to really do these things. So you're talking to the wrong guy. You're talking to maybe your ex. You're talking to maybe some dude that maybe played you. But not all men are players. So on your bio, on your social media dating app bio, quit talking about what you ain't gonna do and what you ain't gonna put up with. That's not attractive. If you're trying to find a man, you need to be attractive to a man. You need to be attractive to a man. Telling the world you're done with the BS and you're done with the games while being on said social media app, while playing the game, while engaging in the BS is it's not only hypocritical, but it's foolish, and it doesn't tell a man that, uh-oh, I can't give. uh, Look at her profile. She's done with the BS. I guess I better come correct. I better have my shit together. I better not come with any. That's not how it works at all, ever. You're not going to dictate the terms of a relationship on your bio. You're not. Stop thinking you're going to dictate the terms of how or what kind of man is going to approach you. You don't get to determine that. Like we do. We're the approachers. You're not going to how I don't understand how it is that women on these dating apps are trying to create a man for them that exists that says, I'm going to read your bio. And because it says you're tired of the games and you're tired of the BS and you don't want liars and um oh yeah, and I want him to, this and that and the other, and he needs to be cute. I don't even know what that means. He needs to be cute. Like I'm gonna know if I'm cute or not, or something like that. Or yeah, if you're down for games, swipe left. If you're looking for sex, swipe left. If you're looking for a real relationship, then let's talk. It's it's never, for me, I'm looking on a dating app. Let's say I'm looking at a dating app. What do I need to see on a dating app if I'm looking whether or not I want to swipe left or right? I need to look like, okay, are you attractive? Okay, you are. Okay, so what about you? How old are you? You in school? You got kids? You what do you like? You like the movies? You like TV? You like music? I am more if you're on a social media dating app, I need to know if you have interests that are similar to mine. If you have interests that are similar to mine, maybe we got something to talk about. If our interests are so vastly different, we won't get along, that's fine. But I still may want to talk to you anyway. Maybe you can bring me into your world of interests in which I am now opening my eyes to something that I should have been all, you know what I mean? So you need to really, if all social media dating apps with women participating, if all they did was took the edit pencil icon and hit it once and just put everything that you're into, everything that you like about life, everything that you like about music, everything you like about movies, everything you like about television or video games, your interests, your hobbies, things that you like, things that we can do with you, things that you want to share with somebody else that isn't you. Like if you shared all of these things, like you would have you're creating green flags. You're creating more men to be attracted to you potentially because you have so many things in common. So I just think that like consider your profile should be about what you like. It shouldn't be some trauma dumping about your ex or your whatever thing you dealt with 5, 6, 10 years ago. It doesn't need to be some like I'm not gonna have this anymore. If you're done, those are all of those are red flags. All of those are skips. You're not who are you gonna find with that? Who what guy do you think you know is sexually attracted to a woman who's tired of lies, games, BS, and tired of being hurt and wounded and left and one night stands and like that's not that doesn't make no the penis does not get erect. I mean, no, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. Your profile should be about what you like to do, what you like to share with others. What am I getting with you? What should we talk about if I do decide to take you on a date? Like these flags, you've got to start creating these damn green flags. Lucky Charms green. It's almost St. Patrick's Day anyway, with it being March. Green flags. Say it with me. Green flags. So, you know, you know what I mean? It's about that time anyway for me to bounce off. It's like 10 something. I am going to be on a game. I might stream it a little bit. I'm feeling a little streamish, I guess. I will make some other videos, I'm sure, talking about this issue. I think it's very important. I think I'm going to do some reaction videos on some of my older works. I did do an intelligent conversation. I did a couple episodes of that. I think that was about 10, 15 years ago or something. I'm going to do a rewatch of those older videos and I'm gonna react to those videos and then hopefully open the thing, the stream for comments and see what you guys think about, things like that. Anyway, it's Sunday. It's cool. It's peaceful. My laundry's all done. I folded everything up. So I'm just gonna chill out, relax, and blow some people up on Call of Duty. Yeah, it bees like that. Listen, if I throw a sticky and it hits you, don't take it personal. It's business. Anyway, I will check y'all later and peace out.